Chapter 2. Defining broken. Him and hers. A perspective. Not only in the physical aspect that men and women differ, they tend to think differently, act differently, eat differently, etc. Sometimes a man may act and think feminine, and a woman may act and think masculine as well. Even if we're not to think via genders, the fact is, no individual is the same. And it's what makes this world a happy place to live in. Diversity. When it comes to breakups, men and women face it differently. As with all other life experiences, genders have tendencies. Though what you're about to read is not generalizing or being biased, what we aim to understand here is to be able to look out for signs and hopefully acceptance of what is happening or being experienced. Why romantic breakups hurts the most. When it comes to romantic breakups being hurtful, it exempts no one. Not even whether you're a man or a woman. It is simply how it is. It hurts. Here's an attempt to explain why romantic breakups hurt more than breaking up with your dog or best friend. You start having critical thoughts the moment your partner walks out of the door. You start relishing those ugly thoughts and berate yourself with the unanswerable. What's wrong with me? Breakups makes us feel rejection at its peak. We start to have inner voices that level up and attack our confidence in everything positive that we used to believe in about ourselves. At the back of our minds, we start asking ourselves if there's somebody who could love our broken selves again. It is devastating just to think of starting over again when you've built a life with another person. Emptying cabinets, deleting photos on your phone camera, erasing social media traces of your relationship, canceling planned trips, meeting common friends, eating at your favorite diners as a couple. All these add up to the feeling of loss. A lot of different situations can happen when one is experiencing breakups. One classic example is, because some won't touch their food during this phase in their lives, it will summon a spike in their sugar level. This adrenaline rush makes it possible for some to hit the gym for hours without feeling tired. To understand further, let us try to make a list of the common reactions of people to breakups, gender-wise. Telltale signs that a guy's heart is broken, even if he doesn't admit it. 1. Guys tend to go in shock mode and become speechless. They can be overwhelmed with their emotions that they go into shock. They sometimes call in sick to work, be physically present in conversations, but all you get is a nod or hello as answer. Remember that usually, when a man is trying to process a breakup, he needs a complete shutdown of all his normal behaviors. 2. They tend to be busy as hell. Once the shock is over, guys then try to deny that they are actually feeling sad or lonely. So they will fill their days out. They will be busy bees until they fully exhaust themselves. They do this to distract themselves from facing what they are really experiencing emotionally. They hang out more with their guy friends. They try new hobbies, buy books, accept additional responsibilities at work. Anything to keep their hands and thoughts from thinking of their breakup. What's more is that guys are awesome at making themselves believe that everything is okay. 3. They are also social media stalkers. Just like women, guys also find themselves in this creepy social media stalking so common nowadays. Although they won't admit, even to close friends, they actually check their ex's statuses, tags, check-ins, etc. Truth be told, they are actually interested on how you're doing after the breakup. 4. Random sex can happen. After a breakup, guys can be much more vulnerable because he doesn't cry his heart out like most girls do. He has the tendency to contain his emotions. When he reflects on his past relationship, And when the blame yourself game begins, he feels more disgusted with himself. So, every female who shows the slightest interest, even those he considered annoying in the past, turns to be his savior from self-destruction. 5. Tendency to sleep things over. Men usually attempt the flight mode when facing difficult emotions like breakups, and so they might turn to sleeping beauties, and one may find them sleeping most of the time. This is one of their ways to process what they are going through. 6. Some are too emotional. They tend to fall deep into depression. At the onset of a breakup, they tend to put in their heads that no woman is now good enough. They might try to win back their exes, and when they face the reality that it is really over, a seemingly unending streak of sadness takes place that can eventually develop into a full-blown depression. 7. Some try to mask their loneliness with anger. Most men show their emotions by being aggressive. This makes them feel manly. And so, during breakups, when what they really feel is sadness or loneliness, they tend to show anger. They lash out at random people. They break things. They rip up old photos, punch walls, etc. 8. Some totally give up dating and pretend like they never knew their ex. Guys process pain in weird ways, just like girls. To protect themselves from another painful experience, some guys totally give up dating, while some have the ability to temporarily erase their ex's memory like they never existed. They can even pretend to totally forget the name of the person who broke their hearts. Telltale signs that a girl's heart is broken, even if she doesn't admit it. 1. Creating a fake Facebook account. Not surprisingly, survey says that this random act of weirdness tops the signs of heartbreak for girls nowadays. Social media has indeed conquered the lives of millennials that the very first sign of emotional distress can be proven by their social media accounts. Relationship status, tagged photos, profile pictures. All these can be telltale signs if a girl is suffering from post-breakup pain. 2. Girls tend to follow their exes around town. Not that they are seemingly good detectives, but girls whose hearts got recently broken have the tendency to act like trained FBI agents. They sometimes just randomly follow, hoping not to see their ex with someone new, or sometimes they follow their exes and become a little bit aggressive. 3. Showing up unannounced on their ex's doorstep and asking for a talk. This act may be greatly influenced by romantic comedy movies, which makes the act look romantic, but in reality, it is actually pathetic and awkward. Guys usually describe this experience as weird and a bit psycho. 4. Some girls take it to the extreme that they believe and pretend that they are actually pregnant with their ex's child. What a great way to bring them back. This is how some girls who are still in the process of processing their experience feel and believe. 5. Being a little too aggressive. Because of being overwhelmed by too much emotion, some girls tend to feel that post-breakup is the perfect time to, well, smash car windows of their ex, among other things. 6. Some girls face breakups with lots of vanilla ice cream and potato fries. Well, science has an acceptable explanation as to the popularity of vanilla ice cream when it comes to post-breakups. According to experts, our brain associates vanilla-flavored ice creams to breast milk. So, emotionally, it has the ability to comfort us. There you go. Vanilla ice cream. As to greasy food, carbs can, at times, fill the feels, if you get what's being said here. Wink, wink.